Keep doubting.
Hello and welcome to the final podcast, the last podcast you'll ever listen to.
Booze, brews, and horror movie reviews. Your final bros have survived.
Yes, we are here with Brian Hotboy LaGrasta.
Huh? And we are also here with Shane Cookenberry Smith.
I'm a martyr.
Oh, Mike, the Cannibal Gypsy. Huh? And Maddie with the stick producing.
Maybe like one of your French girls.
Whoa.
He longs for a worthy opponent.
Oh my God.
Oui, parlez-vous français.
French women, am I right, boys?
Please stop.
We're back. It is fucked up February. If you can see, we are in a much better mood this episode because we're reviewing a good movie.
Gorbachev, tear down that wall.
What are you gonna break through the doors, Jim Morrison?
Yeah, I'm about to kick this door down. I'm kidding. I would never do that to Brian. That would be expensive to fix. But this movie, it's a good one. It's not the last one. I'm not even going to say the last movie we reviewed by name. I'm just going to say it sucked.
Let's never speak of it again.
So let's talk French women. Let's talk martyrdom. Let's talk fucking skinnings. Because you're a big skinnings guy. You love when people get skinned.
Skins, wasn't that an MTV show?
Good show. I really enjoyed Skins.
Matt, did you watch Skins?
I don't think I did.
Yeah.
Did you watch Skins, Shane?
No, but I have
maybe
watched
try
Game
it.
of Thrones. And they skin people in that show.
You know what's cool? Yeah. You know what's cool about Skins, though? Like, a lot of amazing actors came out of that show. Like,
So it's kind of like Freaks and Geeks.
yeah, like Nicholas Holt.
Emil Hirsch.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. He was in Skins?
Oh, well.
Yeah, no.
Wasn't he?
So let's do this. You won't talk, and we'll let Brian finish.
There's that Kaya Scodelario. She's in a lot of stuff. And then there was the guy that was in Eden Lake. The bad kid was in Skins.
Daniel Boyega.
He was in Skins. Yep. The dude that's in Us and Get Out. Yeah. And many more. And Gendry.
Shane, what's the textbook definition of a martyr?
So a martyr is someone who has transcended. So like a transcended being.
So I always thought the definition of a martyr was someone that died for a religious cause.
Me too, to be honest.
And I think that they kind of tweaked the definition in this film.
Slightly.
Right?
Yeah. Unless there's a different definition for the French.
Yeah, like I don't know. Can we get the definition for martyr? Because I was thinking that too. And then I had like some other weird theories. Like I was just thinking myself.
But the thing, the movie does have a very religious tone to it. Towards
Of course.
So
the purpose is very thematic. I'm just saying, like, martyr is a self decision. These people didn't choose to be here.
yes, but I think the idea, I mean, it's very up to interpretation, is she does give herself up to her martyrdom at the end, which is why they fail so many times, because the woman has to be willing to give herself up to be the martyr.
That's fair.
Whereas like all the other women fought it. Whereas it's Anna, right? Is the one at the end.
Anna, yeah.
She gives herself up to being the martyr.
And that's why she's even able to get to that stage.
Exactly.
And that's why
Exactly.
that's when you could see like their eye. Like that's the martyr, right? Like when they give themselves
eyes.
up to see what's like potentially out there through all of that pain and torture, and they kind of like transcend, and that's when they depict them as dead, but like their eyes are like looking up, but she was like living and was able to speak through it.
So the ending, I feel like, has multiple interpretations.
The ending was people are critical of the ending. I thought the ending was really good.
Yeah, because we won't talk about the ending now. I have two prevailing theories, I think, of what the ending could mean.
No, blow it out your ass.
I will, just not now. We'll save it for
Matt was blowing a lot out of his ass before we got in the studio.
It was crazy. That man was pooping for like 20 minutes.
See, he likes to take his time. It's a spontaneous treat.
Yo,
Were you using dude wipes?
Were you jerking off at the same time as you were shedding?
Did you nut in
was
Brian's
not.
bathroom? Is that what you did?
What? I'm being questioned by three people. What?
I asked if you used dude wipes.
I did not use dude wipes.
Are
Real
you
shame.
intervening on us? Is that what you're doing?
A martyr is exactly what you guys described. A person who is killed because of their religion or religious or beliefs.
Oh, a person that was killed.
Oh, that changes things.
That definitely changes what I thought it was. I thought martyr was someone that was openly dying for a religious cause. Maybe it's a little different.
Are there any like sorry, Matt? Are there any like famous martyrs in history that like we could talk
Yeah.
about?
Jesus.
Yeah.
JC.
Well, yeah.
He would literally be the OG.
No, I hate to say it, but like terrorists are technically martyrs
in a way, in their own
Right?
kind of way, because they're giving themselves up to a religious cause. I guess they
Like
would be a
extre-
martyr for
extreme
their
terrorists.
religion. Yeah.
I think that
Anyone?
there was that famous people that like lit them the monks that lit
Oh yeah,
themselves
the
on
monk
fire.
that lit. Yeah.
I guess you can kind of consider that martyrdom.
I would consider that a martyr.
Matt, what were you saying before I so rudely interrupted you?
A person who displays or exaggerates their discomfort or distress in order to obtain sympathy or admiration. So the example is she wanted to play the martyr. I don't really like that definition.
Oh yeah, so that's like more of like a sarcastic take on like
Yeah,
what
I guess so.
what the real definition is. You could define someone as like more or less being like a wanting to be a victim.
Right.
Exactly.
Joan of Arc would be a martyr.
Yeah. Are you looking up famous martyrs?
Yeah. Joan of Arc was one. Joseph Smith.
Honestly, you know who are technically martyrs? Witches,
Yeah.
right?
I like that. I like that. That makes sense. Died for their beliefs. Socrates. Martin Luther King.
John
He's
Brown.
he made the martyr list.
I guess so.
Because he technically had his beliefs and he was assassinated for them, so that would make sense.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so we got some martyrs.
A
How
lot
about
of
Abe Lincoln?
saints, different things like
Yeah, I guess. He was on the list, but he was assassinated for his beliefs of freeing the slaves.
Yeah.
So I would consider that a martyr act. Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely. You know what else I would definitely consider? Us jumping into the spooky pit, right? Like that transition. I'm a transition guy now again.
Good. I'm happy that you got back to that. Thank God. Martyrs, released in 2008. Lucie attempts revenge on her captors 15 years later, which leads her friend Anna to be swept up in a plot with otherworldly implications. I hope you like Skin. This film was directed by Pascal Laugier and stars Morjana Aloy, Mylene Jempanoy, Catherine Begin, Robert Taupin, Patricia Tulane, Juliette Gosselin. That was my French depictions of their names.
I liked it. I thought it was sexy. You said one girl's name was Mylene?
Yeah, Mylene.
Like, come on, Mylene.
Come on, Mylene.
That, I'm going to say top worst jokes of all time.
Whoa, pool party.
I'm doing it. I'm saying it.
Yeah, booty.
Come on, Mylene. Smell like you mean in the morning.
So there's an
Jersey.
American version of this movie?
Apparently,
Apparently,
in
yeah, like a
2016.
2015 version.
This film, among some others, but is known for its disturbing and dark nature, which it definitely is bleak. And at times, I'm just like lost in like, wow, this is the worst life a human being could actually live.
Oh my god.
So you're saying you got lost in the like rotten porridge, or lost in the beatings, or
Lost in the mushroom soup,
Yeah.
in the mushroom porridge,
Kingdom.
in the mushroom kingdom,
There's a beating scene
in the mushroom sauce.
Yes, where it actually made me Mike laugh though, when she was falling down and then he just fucking slugged her
she
on
was
the
like
way
halfway
down.
the wall that she was sliding down after getting beaten for 4 straight minutes, and then he fucking slugs her halfway down the wall.
And it was
Just
like
for good
I think
measure.
it was like one of those things. It was so terrifying. I laughed like, oh, that's horrific.
You squeaked the laugh out.
No joke. Anna at one point in this movie gets beat for like 8 minutes straight.
Yeah,
I think it's even longer.
Do you know what the
crazy.
dude that beats her is so hulking?
Oh, dude.
And like he just
We're on the
cleans
same-
her clock.
Yeah.
So I pointed out to Shannon. He agreed. The dude is svelte. He's a fucking tank.
Yeah. That is a big
Like he's a fucking big guy.
I'm also gonna argue like this whole like their whole quest that's been like a thing since clearly like there's been this cult has existed since the early 1900s, since they show 3 examples and then one of them dates back to like 1916.
Yeah.
That honestly, if you beat someone so badly, their brain, of course their eyes are gonna look weird, and of course they're gonna tell you things, and of course they're gonna look a certain way because their brain will not function normally at all. So I don't even know if I could credibly even entertain someone in that state.
exactly why
Right.
the ending of the movie I have theories about.
Yeah, and I think there's a ton, and
There
that's
is,
why
there is.
I think the open interpretation is literally the only way you can end a movie like this.
Yep.
I feel like if you were to pivot to one specific clean ending, it would really feel kind of bad. I
Yes.
feel like it would be too much like a letdown. Like, of course, like
Yeah, the girl killing herself at the end leads me to believe it's one of two things that the ending could be interpreted as, but we'll get there. Let's talk about the beginning. We open with Lucie. We'll learn is she's escaping from a factory. We don't know anything about it, but then she escapes.
you do see her look at like one of the potential martyrs.
Yes.
We're not. There's a lady that's been like skinned and tortured. It looks like she's been de-skinned and tortured for sure. Like she looks like a monster.
Yep. So she escapes, and then she ends up in the like a sane asylum, not a sane asylum. It's an orphanage almost, or a hospital for kids. Hospital for kids.
It's a
I guess.
hospital for kids. I think that's where she like meets
Anna.
Anna.
So
They're
she'll-
sleeping in like different beds. and-
Yes. So they meet there, and Lucie's been seeing a girl. We learn she like has hallucinations of a
Well,
girl.
Lucy in the sky with diamonds.
Exactly. So she did the LSD, and now she has the hallucination. She sees this figure that haunts her, and this figure kind of like tortures her in terms of like it makes her hurt herself.
I mean, she sees it. It looks like a monster. It does make her torture herself, even like later in the film, like
Yeah.
hits her head against the like. Yeah, it does for sure. It makes her do things, and she's terrified of it.
Yes.
And it does look like, for me at least, it looked like the girl that she saw when she was leaving the factory.
Yes. And that it plays a very important role into this movie. Basically, it's just them growing up at the hospital for a little bit and her dealing with her demons until eventually we cut to 15 years later where they're on the road, Lucie and Anna on a road trip. And where are they going on this road trip?
On the road trip, they're going to the Belmont's house.
Yes.
That's it.
That is their name.
Well, I don't. Isn't it just Lucy going at first? I don't think they're going together.
They were not there together. in the
Yeah.
beginning.
Well, no, not the house. I thought they were going. They were kind of going together, but Lucie was just going ahead first to scout out if it was the correct family.
Yeah.
Anna was waiting for the call that it was the correct family, and then she was going to meet her.
And I
there.
loved how she had her tip from like a newspaper clipping that it was the right house. But
Yes.
in any case, I mean, I think it is the right house. They go there, and well, she's there first, right? Lucy's there first, and it's your normal average family, right? The kid's kind of a degenerate, but like he doesn't want to do law school, and that they're pushing him to do something better.
They're having a nice family brekkie.
Yeah, the daughter, she's a swimming champion. She's doing great. She's winning relays. She's basically the modern day Katie Ledecky. French version.
You know so much.
About swimming, swimming expert.
You're just like a wealth in a fountain of knowledge.
Yeah, you got your breaststroke, you got your doggy paddle, you got your backwards butterfly,
Wow.
you got your forwards butterfly, you
What
got
about your
Venus
cauliflower? What about your cauliflower?
That's wrestling. You
What
get that
about
in the ear.
what about your gam bob?
That sounds like something that has to do with backgammon.
What about your arm drag?
That's wrestling again.
Bless you, Brian.
Bless
Thank
you.
you, sir. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Love you guys.
Could you even swim?
Me? Oh, I'm a great swimmer.
I actually can't.
I
I'll be
can't
honest.
either. Drop me in anything more than 4 feet, I'm done.
Yep.
I'm toast.
We're gonna test that out.
Oh, in the pool. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna dunk you, and then we're gonna see how long you survive. How long do you think you could survive in like 8
Open
feet
ocean.
of water?
Oh, okay.
8 feet of water.
Like
Are you just sinking
I'm
in 8
sinking.
feet?
Yeah.
You don't
And
think you could stay
I
above?
can't really hold my breath that long either.
Oh,
So I'm telling you, I'm dead.
well, I can tell you this: Sasha Grey could not hold her breath for 6 minutes underwater. I think it was, and she drowned in that movie. Would You Rather? You remember that movie?
Oh,
Oh,
that's a solid movie. I
It is.
enjoyed that movie. I like the little twist at the end. Brittany Snow's in it.
We got to do that movie. It's a good movie.
yeah, it's a good
Brittany Snow is in the movie. Jeffrey Combs
Combs.
is in that movie.
Jeffrey Combs, Matt. You know
Great
what I mean?
movie. Great movie.
Yeah.
So let's Martyr.
I almost made Matt do a fact check on Sasha Grey.
She's a porn star.
Okay, I thought it
I
was
know,
the same
yeah.
person, but
Sasha Grey, porn star. You know,
Also in Entourage.
actress in Entourage.
So I like Sasha
Half the
Grey.
porn star.
Sasha Grey's career was porn star, Entourage.
And would you rather?
Would you rather Twitch streamer?
Oh,
She's
she's
a
on
streamer now?
Twitch now.
What
Oh,
does she do?
she doesn't do porn anymore. I think she just streams on
Yeah.
Twitch. Last I remember, she was playing Elden Ring.
Oh wow!
Nice.
You know, she was actually in another movie I've seen not too long ago. Now she's just like a gamer.
Yeah.
Oh, good for her. I mean, like
I like her in Entourage.
I like her a lot because she was like very self-aware that she was like a porn star, and
Yeah.
like I mean, obviously she knows she's a porn star, but I mean, like she was like very okay and open about it, and the whole story was like Vince, the guy that was dating, is like he wanted her to stop doing porn, and she's like, yeah, I'm not gonna stop doing porn. I make a lot of money doing porn, so
So
Yeah,
she
no.
keeps doing it, and then like he acts like he's okay with it, and he's not okay with it, and he sort of goes on like a downward spiral.
he fucking gets clocked by Eminem in a club. The whole
Yeah.
deal. Kevin Love was there.
Kevin Love was in that show.
I love when Kevin Love just appears in things too. It was like when you used to watch Parks and Recs and this Roy Hibbert would appear.
Yeah, the Indiana faithful would show up in Parks and Rec, like
was
like
so-
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck, Reggie Wayne, the big one,
So
Jim
great.
Irsay.
Larry Bird, Jim Irsay.
Speaking of Reggie Wayne, he didn't make the Hall of Fame again, right?
Yeah.
So is the NFL just like stupid, or
I really hate the fact that like the stats don't matter and they're looking at more like, well, Peyton Manning was his quarterback.
Don't they use the writers to nominate?
yeah,
Yeah.
it just makes no sense though.
He
because-
needs to eventually get in. I'm happy that Dwight Freeney got in, but and I would say Dwight Freeney is probably a little bit more higher on the totem pole than Reggie Wayne, but like Reggie Wayne is definitely Hall of Fame worthy.
100%.
Yeah, like
isn't Torrey Holt still waiting to get in?
Yeah, like those are two guys that are absolutely Hall of Fame worthy.
Yeah.
Like there's no doubt about it.
What's worth, the NFL one or MLB?
Nothing's worse
yeah,
than the MLB Hall of
MLB
Fame.
Hall of Fame is
I agree. It is literally a clown show.
Because I will say the NFL does always eventually get it right and they get in. MLB just refuses to ever get it right. Yeah, I'm a martyr for the Hall of Fame for baseball. I die so that Barry Bonds could get into the Hall of Fame.
As he should, because he deserves to be in
Yeah.
there.
yeah, put them all in. A-Rod.
Sosa,
Yeah, like it's crazy how these guys are not in the Hall.
Roger
Like,
Clemens,
we're-
Kurt Schilling.
We're talking about like the best players of our generation, and they're not recognized as the best players of any generation. Like,
sickening. Absolutely sickening.
And also like so Ichiro got in with like,
One person didn't vote for him.
so that person should come out and defend themselves. Say why you didn't vote. Tell me why he's not a Hall of Famer.
yeah, that's actually fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Tell me
That
why.
Ichiro, they carried his stats over, right?
No,
Or
they
no?
didn't. They were just going off of American stats.
But even American stats, didn't he have like 3,000 hits in the
well over 3,000 hits.
and then he had over 1,000 hits in the. So he
Yes.
had well over.
If you added his Japanese and American stats, he had more hits than Pete Rose.
yeah, there's like this guy's got to be out of his fucking marbles.
Yeah,
Like,
tell me why.
Yeah. He should have been the second ever unanimous Hall of Famer.
But there should be more though.
Oh, there should be plenty more, but it is what it is. All right. We should probably get back to Martyrs because
No,
we can
no,
talk
no, no.
baseball all day.
No.
the one last thing I would say is that Barry Bonds should have been a 1,000% unanimous Hall of
Unanimous.
Famer.
100.
I don't care if his head grew 5 sizes as soon as he joined the Giants. I don't care about that.
I don't care about that either because he literally like pitching to him was a decision.
Yeah.
Every time.
Dude,
like
No other guy on steroids you had to decide to pitch to except Barry.
Put it this way, the pitchers who were throwing to him were scared of him. They were also on steroids.
Yeah, it's true. Everyone
So like,
was on
where do we
steroids.
draw the line, you know?
Yeah, I completely agree with you guys.
The man was intentionally walked with the bases loaded.
Not many people can
like,
say that.
all the time. Why wasn't Eli in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, Eli also
I
didn't
saw
make
he
it.
he got past. He will get in though. I
He
think.
will.
I'm almost positive he'll get in.
Nah, because I don't know, 2 Super Bowl wins. I don't mean too much. He only beat like one of the greatest teams of all time. And I'm not even a huge Eli fan.
Yeah. No, he just deserves to be in.
Yeah,
like
He's
it's-
also an Iron Man. The dude never sat out.
No, until they benched him for Geno Smith for
Until they
one game.
benched him.
Criminal.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed our sports portion of the podcast.
This is a more light episode because we're only going to be talking about beating women and skinnings.
Yeah, because now, I mean, I'm going to segue really quick in terms of beating women in skinnings. I mean, Lucie's going to enter this house, and she actually is going to immediately shotgun the father.
Yes, the father gets fucking blasted with a shotgun,
But
And
then she'll proceed to,
to blast the family. You think because then she blasts the mom,
Mom gets blasted. Not dead, but blasted.
and then she's looking at the son, and you're like, oh, all right, they're kids, innocent kids. She's gonna let them.
She thought about it. She
did.
thought about it.
She blasts the son right in the chest.
Yeah, there was a definite blasting.
And then she's on the hunt now. She's looking for the daughter. She's standing on the bed. She's blasting through the bed. And at this point, you know it's going to happen. It's just, how is it going to happen?
Yeah.
The daughter starts running through the hallway. Shotgun blast. She goes flying, dead.
Dead. Cooked.
Crazy. So this is like, we're 15 minutes in?
Yep.
Yeah, this was genuinely shocking.
Yeah.
Like when it first happened, what I like what this movie does is you have sympathy for these people at first. And even Anna,
Yeah.
she's like she tries to like save the mom at some point.
Yeah.
And then you like it's like an onion. You peel back and
The layers.
Holy shit! No sympathy should be had whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, still the children. I'm sure.
Yeah,
they
of
were.
course they had nothing to.
Yeah, I'm sure they had no idea. I mean,
To be fair, the mom deserved it just for bringing the mouse to the table.
Yeah, what is she doing?
that was disgusting.
I'm trying to eat you. You fucking thought. What are you bringing a mouse in for? That's thought behavior.
The last thought I distinctly remember, she brought a mouse to the party. Like, invited this bitch thought.
Invited this mouse thought.
This
to the party.
kooky bitch thought does not deserve to be here. Fucking mouse to the party.
Also, does the son look like Justin Bieber?
The son looks like somebody. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it is Justin Bieber. You think it's Justin Bieber?
I
Okay.
think he's giving Bieb vibes.
Okay, so like maybe in the hair. Outside of that, not at all.
No, like young Biebs? That's young Biebs.
If young Biebs was like ugly, sure.
Whoa! That's young Biebs. You gonna talk to young Biebs that way?
Well, I don't have to talk to him anymore because he's about to die.
Well, yeah. Well, he's gonna get blasted right here.
Yeah. So after the blastings, the fucking guttural ass blastings that happen, she's gonna call Anna, and she's like, "I found the family. It's done." And she's like, "Are you sure?" She, like Brian was saying, she's questioning if she got the right house.
I have this newspaper clipping. I know it was them.
Yeah. So Anna shows up, and there's just blood everywhere.
So much blood.
But I think actually, right before Anna gets there, doesn't Lucie still see the demon again?
Yeah.
And the demon attacks her back.
It literally takes her, and I think it like bangs her head against the wall. Like it fucks with her for sure.
And that's when it starts stabbing her in the back too, like because she gets her whole back.
Like I said, the demon really looks like someone that's either like got some kind of monster. Like it definitely looks like someone without skin, but it does have a lot of cuts all around her.
Yes, and she tries to tell the demon, she's like, "I did what you wanted. I got revenge. I killed them. Like it's over."
She's like, I even killed the kids. Let's talk morals real quick. So if you were in her shoes, would you do it to her kids just because they put you through that?
I don't know.
Do they,
I mean,
do they deserve to die, Matt? Tell me.
I mean, honestly, at this point, morals are kind of thrown out the window when you blast someone.
Yeah,
What they did is brutal too.
I guess she couldn't really like leave them alive after what she.
Yeah, because then they're a witness, and they just go
I think she's on like a fucking path to like. I don't think she's living through this experience regardless. Like she's not well. I don't know if I would have. I don't know. I don't condone murder at all. I mean, I would have preferred her to just call the police or something.
I get why she did it though. Can we rewind like 20 seconds real quick? She asks him if look at his reaction. He might know.
He might know, and he might have no idea what she's referring to. She'll be like, "You know what your parents did? Like, did they bring the mouse to the
That's
table?"
But I'm going off of his reaction. He kind of almost gives like a maybe like shrug,
like a shrug, like
yeah.
Doesn't she ask him his age too?
Yeah, 18. So he's an adult. You could get killed as an adult. Right? It's fine once you're 18.
That's crazy.
Like, once you're 18, you can vote and get murdered. It's all fair game. But yeah.
She don't ask the girl any questions though.
But no, because now that's why I'm speculating, because it's still open-ended. Is she now, from the son's reaction to that question, she thinks they both know, and that she just needs to blast them for knowing.
okay. I mean, like in all seriousness, as this movie will unfold, there is I guess you kind of think like, do they obviously this family knows it's in their fucking house.
Yeah.
There's a captor in their basement.
Yes.
These kids would have had to, at some point maybe not seen under the basement. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, but they would have had to seen the ginormous metal door.
Yes.
At the very least, right? Like, and potentially, like, how can you hide that from someone that's 18 years old?
Plus, they
forever?
have to go down there and constantly feed and beat the women down there.
Yeah.
So I assume the kids know.
But like, here is my question: is this the initial? Like, is this mom and the dad? Are they the family that goes down there and
yes.
It has to be, right?
is, because
then when they're replaced
Exactly.
by the other front family that took the so that's why it has to be them.
That's why I think the kids know. So
Well, if they knew, then yeah, sure, they deserve.
And
blasted.
I know they do this good thing of like pretending like they're like this perfect family, with such a dark secret down south.
yeah, the darkest of secrets.
I mean, a perfect family that brings a fucking mouse to the breakfast
Yeah,
table.
you know, this family is
Like some
flawed.
sort of thought.
It's like only a fucking
I
thought would
actually
do that.
think Mike
would
would have
do that.
murdered this family off of the rat alone.
Oh yeah, it's thought behavior.
And they're 18 except for the girl. So
Yeah, so thoughty.
God, she's hot. Not. I'm talking ads right now.
Who's this woman?
That's Vanessa Hutchins.
Oh, that is Vanessa Hutchins. Look at her.
she's like the MGM spokeswoman now.
God, she makes so much money.
Yeah, I mean she is a celebrity, so
But like getting that MGM money, that's like
that's
good
like
money.
casino money.
I think her fiance is on the Pirates. Do you realize the Pirates have 2 players married to famous hot girls?
You're talking about
Paul Skeens' girlfriend is.
that the gymnast.
Libby Dunn?
right? Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. That's true. Who's she dating on the Pirates? Greg Wilson? Jack Wilson?
Matt, do a fact
I'll
check
do a
on
fact check.
on Vanessa Hutchins' dating life.
Andrew McCutcheon?
No, it's not him.
Who else was on? Jason Bay.
This is a really heavy sports episode. Who would have thought a French horror film would be involving so much American sports talk?
Yeah, we've been deviating a lot.
I feel so bad for the French listeners who are still waiting from Inside on their next film to be had reviewed on our show, and we're fucking filling it with American sports banter.
Cole Tucker.
Cole Tucker. Do you know Cole Tucker?
do.
Cole
Yeah,
Tucker.
yeah, okay.
You don't know Cole.
No. All right, let's move back to the movie.
No. In our defense, especially in my defense. Well, no, I didn't bring up the Hall of Fame at first. You did. But that whole thing, look at what we did last week. Look at what we went through.
It's true. We deserve
I
this.
want to talk wholesome stuff.
We went through the gamut. We went through it.
Well, let's talk about your demons. So now, if you had a demon telling you to kill this family, would you listen to said demon and kill the family? Would you let your demons win?
I mean, if I was in Pennsylvania, sure.
Do you know what the famous metalcore band Bring Me the Horizon would say? I can't face my demons. They know how to swim.
It's true. They did say that.
So I know you mentioned swimming before, and then
Yeah.
you said something about the demons, and then I'm just trying to like tie a knot on all of
I
that.
like it. Yeah, that's
It's
so
a good
that's so
bow.
me.
You try to do that a lot too, but he did that in a way classier.
The question is, do you see this car right now?
Yes.
How does a human being fit in that car?
I don't know.
Like, I can we bring this back real quick?
Let's take it back.
That looks like the same car Mr. Bean would drive, except Mr. Bean's car would be yellow. This car can actually not fit anybody. How does she look at her? She can't even fit.
her
in the
knees
car.
are touching her elbows. That's not how you drive.
Look. This is like almost the size of a smart car.
Can you just imagine though being Anna, right?
And
And,
I would-
you just love this crazy woman, and she leads you to be skinned alive at some point in your
Yeah,
life.
yeah. This she doesn't do any good for her. She's out for like some real serious revenge.
Yeah.
Some real bloodlust, some real unquenchable vengeance that is going to drag her friend into the ultimate depravity,
Yes.
until the ultimate hell, the living hell.
The ultimate hell. You, me, skinning alives in the basement.
You're fired.
Mike, let's do this. I'm gonna lean you up against that wall, right? You're gonna slowly fall. I'm just gonna deck you, and let's just see if you get up from that. Because Anna gets up.
I'm not as tough as Anna for sure. If that fucking tank beat me as much as he beat her, I'd die.
I think I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So this is movie talk. Me and Mike were discussing this. Would Anna have actually survived
No.
all the internal
No
injuries from the
chance
beatings?
any of these girls would survive. Like, I'm surprised you could even survive the skinning. But I guess in a controlled environment, maybe. Like, this guy beats your brain dead. He actually would punch your brain out of your ear.
That's what it looked. Yeah, because he had like these big meaty paws that he could just like fucking.
Yeah.
They were bigger than her head. His hands.
He is not the front guy I would want doing this to me.
No.
I would take the other French
Yes.
dad.
Yes, definitely. So going back, Lucie has killed the family. She's waiting for Anna to show up. Lucie starts to hallucinate. She sees the demon. She gets attacked by the demon. It cuts her all up. Anna gets there. They embrace. And Anna's like, how do you know this was the family? And she's like, trust me, I know. I saw it on the newspaper clipping like you said. Then they go into cleanup mode.
Yes.
So we're going to start cleaning this up. We got to make it look like this family shotgunned themselves and then buried themselves in the
They
backyard.
just had an off day and they buried themselves somehow in the back. Because I don't even think they tried to set it up like one of them did it. They just put all the bodies back there.
Yo, you realize the last person, whoever it was, would have had to shot themselves and then buried themselves alive.
Collectively, they killed themselves in the house and transported into the body pit. Maybe it was a fucking rat that thought brought in.
It's all the rat's fault.
Oh my god!
Can you imagine that?
That's also as you're bleeding out from when you shot yourself with a shotgun.
Oh shit.
So she's gonna try to. That's right. The lady's not even dead yet.
Yeah, the mom.
So that's gonna happen, yeah. So after Anna and Lucie like pick up all the bodies and clean up all the bodies and put them all away.
Well, let's also face facts. Like, Anna doesn't even know at this point that this is even the real family.
Yes,
She's like, you went ahead and did this without my knowledge, and you could have just shot innocent people.
Exactly. So when they're moving the bodies, Anna's going to realize that the mother is still alive. She's going to tell her to stay quiet, stay put. She's going to go with Lucie into the bedroom. She kind of like lays down with Lucie and kisses her, right? And then she puts her to bed, locks the door, and then she's trying to get the mom out. But that's when Lucie hears the noise. She wakes up. She breaks down the door, and she fucking hammers the mother's skull. Oh, it's so brutal.
You go hammer. I'm gonna go mallet.
Mallet?
I thought it was a mallet.
Okay.
I think that had maybe a mini sledge. It looked mallet like, and it was like black and thick, and it crushed her skull.
Well, you're right, because it was not a hammer.
And you know what's absolutely what are we dealing with?
Because hammer is a hammer, and
They're completely different. But not only that, I would actually argue that a hammer hit from her is less impactful than a punch from that guy.
I actually will agree with that.
And that mallet, and it was a mallet, was crushing her skull.
So we're going mallet for sure.
I think we need to watch it again in slow motion.
It's going to come up. So yeah, we could.
One thing we talked about while watching this that absolutely needs to be brought to Brian's attention: the fucking hallway.
Yes.
In this movie.
Okay. There's a hallway in this movie. It's going to come up. It looked identical to the PT hallway.
Really?
So it's in the house.
Is it early on, like where we are?
No, it's actually here.
I just skipped it. Should I go back?
Go back a little bit. It might have been there when they're moving the bodies. They go into the hallway. Oh, it's some passion bump.
So
they're kissing. It's passion.
But it doesn't continue. She doesn't want the kiss. Does Anna misinterpret their relationship?
Yes, I think Anna's actually in love with her, and that's why Anna's doing all this. And I think Lucie's in love with revenge.
Yeah. You think she almost uses Anna to get over? I mean,
no, I think she does like Anna in terms of friendship. I don't think she's in love with Anna. Anna's in love with her.
It looks like they were grooming Lucie to be a martyr, but they don't get very far.
No, not
this
at
is
all.
15 years in advance. They don't get very far in the process, which we'll explain later. And she's able to escape. It might be Gabrielle, I think, is who makes a mistake.
I think it's when she's moving the mom. That might be the hallway.
Wait, no, doesn't she walk a hallway right now?
Oh, is it now?
Brian, fucking look at it.
It does look like it. Yeah, especially like the way that
The fucking cove on the right side,
Yeah.
the desk at the end.
dude, something about a scalpel is just terrifying to me.
Because it's so sharp, but yet so
Well, actually,
small.
that's not even a scalpel. I'm sorry, that's a straight razor. The straight razor looks brutal. Did they kill the mom yet?
no.
Yeah, it's coming up, right? Because she was in the bathtub. It's when they were moving the bodies
Yeah.
that she
Yeah,
awakens.
because she's trying to. Okay, so I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you ever once think this demon was real when it's like attacking her here, or did you always just think it was in her mind?
So this is my second watch. The first time I was a little bit more confused, but it's been years. And like on the rewatch, I absolutely thought it was in her mind, and it really is confirmed in that shot because you just see her banging herself against the wall.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I thought it was just in her.
Okay,
mind.
same. Okay, yeah, I was just curious because at first I was like, as I was watching, I remember the first time, I'm like, maybe in the house there is actually something that's like that's this hidden thing, but yeah, it is all but confirmed that it is.
It's her trauma.
Yeah, it's her trauma. Because they even mention it when they start torturing Anna. They're like, Lucie, she saw something, didn't she? You'll see something too. Essentially,
Yeah,
it's part of the process to have these like like a trauma like thing.
I mean, the lady explains it later too. Is like when you see, explaining loosely, like when you see something and you go through so much pain and trauma, like that can manifest in very real ways, like
Yes.
almost like hallucinations. But and like that's like what they're trying to do with these martyrs, but like times infinity
Yes.
with their ability to see into another world,
Bless you.
like what's on the other side, the big question, like what
you.
happens after death. And they could do it through this martyrdom process.
Yes,
We're getting there.
we are. Yeah, because all right. Basically, we talked about the mom getting hammered and stuff.
With a mallet.
Yes, this instantly is going to lead to the demon confronting Lucie, and Lucie's going to have the straight razor right in her hand still, and
Yeah.
she's going to do not the cry for attention cuts, the I'm actually killing myself cuts.
Yes.
Where she cuts straight up her wrists, and then you see the creature taking her head and banging it into the wall, but then you see from Anna's perspective, she's doing it to herself.
Yeah, exactly.
So then she runs through the plate glass window. She jumps through it, and then she just cuts her own throat.
That was outside, right?
Yeah,
And
outside.
She cuts her throat outside.
Yes.
I guess she couldn't. She knows that she got her revenge. She can't escape the trauma. I could give a shit about Anna. I just used her throughout this whole process,
Yes.
even though she's weirdly in love with me and tried to kiss me in the bathroom. So I'm gonna end it.
Yes. Do you think she ended it more because of the kiss in the bathroom or because of the demon?
I think it's because you said hammer when it was clearly a mallet.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because like when you said that, I oddly also wanted to slice my throat too.
But no, to be honest though, like all joking aside, I think it was the hammer mallet thing.
All right.
Because a fully grown adult male should know the difference between a hammer and a mallet.
I can't wait until it's actually a hammer.
Imagine it is. That'd be so fucking peak.
That would be the greatest thing of all time. Like, just it would be legitimately very Kuchenberry of you.
That would be the best moment of this podcast.
Yeah, I actually agree.
If we rip you the whole time for calling it a hammer and it was actually a hammer and not a mallet, and then you could throw it back in our face.
I won't, because I'm a good guy. Also, if I bully you, you'll come.
That's true. My shirt says so.
Great shirt.
It's great shirt.
God, we need a bachelor party to come up. I missed bachelor parties. Someone get fucking. Let's get this thing going. Someone get married.
We got some people that might be coming up.
We need
Invite some people. I mean, yeah, there's two I could think of.
Me too. Two as well.
So we got some things coming up. Okay.
We wore this in public, yeah?
Yeah, on a boardwalk.
Also at the brewery.
At a brewery.
That's Cape May. We
Yeah,
walked
at
into
a
the Cape May Brewery. We rolled in 15 deep with these shirts.
Yeah.
And they fucking loved it.
And they loved it. That is true. Everybody there enjoyed it. It was a good time.
They got it.
Yeah.
They understood what we were going
All right,
for.
here we go. Let's watch.
Okay,
We're confirming hammer or mallet.
This is the talk of the town.
This is what everyone on this episode wants to know. Hammer or mallet?
Hammer or mallet. She goes, I need an ambulance for my kids. Meanwhile, they're in a body pit. Oof. I am going to say that the other guy's fists were more damage.
That's a mallet. Mallet confirmed.
Yeah.
You're comfortable going mallet?
I am
Jim?
actually because it doesn't have the nail prior at the back.
So also, I do want to share that this lady outside, when she was working outside, was using this mallet
Okay.
with her tools,
In my tools.
various tools. But yeah, I think that was the same mallet
Okay.
that she was using.
Mallet confirmed. Okay, so Lucy's dead. Now at this point, once Lucy has committed suicide, Anna should have just left, right?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
For some reason, she doesn't.
Well, she found this ginormous metal door on the floor. It's a little weird.
Wouldn't you have still just left?
Probably, but like, yeah, I guess. And she doesn't hear noise from it, so I would have left. I think. I don't think I want to be there another second.
Right, because if in my mind, this is how I'm thinking. Okay, you thought Lucy was crazy and wrong the whole time, but then you find a metal door with a giant ladder leading down a pit.
Yeah.
Then when you just think, oh, Lucy was right, but they kidnap and torture women, maybe I should leave.
Yes. Especially when she sees the thing down there that I think is chained
Yes.
up on a chair. It's locked up in
Yep,
the movie. It
it's
doesn't
locked.
move. Like, this is the hardest life, right? Like,
Yeah.
this is the hardest life to live.
Yes.
Being chained up like this and with all the things. And she was almost at the point, right? Like, she was almost
They were getting her there.
Yeah.
Her skin is like, kind of looks like Hulk Hogan's skin. It's
Oh.
very leathery, very like,
Very hot dog like.
yeah. It just gross. She has a thing covering her eyes and stapled into her skull.
Yeah, well, she takes her out and brings her up. She just like has like issues with being touched, and for the right reasons, because obviously she's been tortured down there. But I mean, honestly, like, she's just like missing her skin.
Yeah, and then she fucking puts her in that water tub.
She puts her in the water tub. She has clearly, with the crazy thing is like she has like broken bones everywhere. Like
Her
knee
bones
bone
are sticking
is
out of her
popped.
knees. Yeah.
So like she drops her in the water, which can't be fun. And then she has that stapled metal thing that you mentioned that's literally just stapled into her skull, and she has to pull that out, and that's got to be brutal. But I mean, like, she's already been through the worst, so that's probably chump change compared
Yeah.
to what she's been through.
So she takes it off, and you think, all right, maybe now she'll leave, but she doesn't leave. She stays, and then she wakes up to seeing that girl carving her arm off with a butcher's knife.
That's the weird part. But she, like, you know what's crazy too? She actually takes that metal thing off, and it's like attached to the top of her head. Like, she gets descalped.
Yeah, oh, it's so gross because it's probably been on there for so long.
They don't explain like at what point and like what the purpose of that thing is for.
I think it was just for her because they don't do that to Anna. And I guess it's just like whoever, they just do certain things to certain people. But
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. So she's like the slave lady is clearly like carving at herself.
yeah,
On
and
her
then
wrist.
Anna tries to get her to stop. She runs, goes for the front door, shotgun blast to the head or pistol blast to the head.
I don't know what the gun was, but it's definitely just a gun to the head. Probably just a regular pistol.
Pistol. It's then all these people in like fucking black. They knock out Anna. They tie her up they bring her into the basement. They discard all the bodies. And now you're like, okay, so this movie's been going on for about an hour. There's about 30 minutes left. Am I really going to watch this girl get tortured for 30 minutes?
You sure do.
And like that's like this movie has got the two phases, right? There's like the revenge phase, and then there's like the let's see what happened to this girl. It's going to happen to me kind of deal for the last 30 minutes.
And that's why I think this movie works so well, because there's a really compelling revenge story to start. It's not a movie where it just makes you watch torture for an hour and a half. It actually really builds up the tension and suspense of it throughout the first hour of this movie into the absolute horror when you realize what is now going to happen to Anna at this moment.
I mean, the lady
Explains
it like straight up explains what they're gonna do to her, because like there's no one knows what's going on after death,
Right.
And what their process is, since they have three examples of people that they have martyred, where if you look at their eyes they clearly see something at the point of death, and they've been tortured beyond belief. Horrible, the worst of the worst. and they put you through the fucking ringer. They have a process where they literally beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
They force feed you fucking baby food. I don't even know what the hell that is.
I assume it actually is baby food, but it's supposed to probably just be. It looks like almost like a fucking gloop paste.
It's probably the worst. Like this is literally the worst, and they can't even move. There's no movement. They just sit in a chair and get tortured for years.
Yeah. So yeah, the woman, Mademoiselle, how do you say it? It's Mademoiselle?
Mademoiselle, yeah.
Yeah, she explains what the martyr is, like you said, and now they're going to go through the process of making Anna a martyr. And I mean, this is kind of like where we kind of can not speed through it, but it's basically on a rinse and repeat. A new wife and husband move up upstairs, and then the wife comes down to force feed her food, and the husband comes down to force feed her fists.
It's very accurate. And yeah, the idea is like the Mademoiselle said, like, she's gonna have to bear, like I said, like martyrs bear the sins of the world. So obviously they just need to beat the shit out of her forever. And they're gonna do that methodically, right? They feed her, she doesn't eat or whatever, she spits it out because it's probably fucking disgusting. And then the hulking man comes down and literally just beats her up and down in the this is the only time that she gets let go of the chains. It's just to get a quick ass whooping.
Yeah.
You really can't fight back.
No, that man he's hulking. She weighs $110 maybe.
He's a brute, yeah.
Like, it's brutal. And it just goes on and on and on until eventually she accepts the food. Because she gets her, I guess, demon is Lucie. Because Lucie starts to talk to her down there.
Oh, this is actually interesting. I didn't pick up on this, and now I am. They actually, these people, maybe they haven't been doing it all that long. She shows these 3 examples. She mentioned these people have horrible diseases. Like one has cancer.
Yeah.
Morphine had no effect, so she had felt all of her pain. Another one had beaten by her husband. Like, so maybe they didn't hurt these people. Maybe they just have records.
They are hurting other people to replicate real
those.
people.
Got it. Yeah.
What,
okay. That makes sense. Because like these people are like I thought they were tortured, but that's not true. These were just other cases.
Yes.
But the whole thing is like their eyes were like this.
Yes.
But I do believe they do explain that they did have some cases where
they got close.
But no one ever visually said what was on the other side after death.
Exactly.
Do you guys think Jordan Peele was inspired by this movie?
With what? Get Out?
Yeah. Is this movie giving a little Get Out to you?
Oh, where they're trying to almost like manipulate someone's mind? Is that what you're going for? Or
yeah, and just like how all these people show up in the same color fucking
like they're a cult?
Yeah, sort of like that.
No, I mean I never really thought of it that way. It's just
the only thing that reminds me of Get Out from this is that she's strapped to a chair and there's the famous scene where he's hypnotized in the chair and he has to sink down.
Okay.
I guess maybe like the when like the hypnosis takes place and he goes to like the sunken place.
That's almost where she's going.
In a way, I mean, she's peering into an afterlife. He's just going to like this, like this like abyss where like he's basically a passenger to somebody else. I mean, I will give him credit. The Get Out concept is quite brilliant.
Oh yeah, such a good movie. We only have to review Nope, right?
I like that movie too. It's nowhere near as good as the other two, but it's solid for sure.
Okay. So yeah, we went through the beatings, the feedings, and then we'll say she eventually starts to accept it because she sees her demon of Lucie. Lucie tells her just to give into it. But the issue of giving into it, which I don't think Anna knew when she gave in, is that means you now get the courtesy of being skinned alive.
Yeah.
And they skin everything off but her face skin. So it's almost like a little reverse leather facing.
Yeah, and it looks like the way that it's done is pretty gruesome. I don't think they give her any pain medication. I think they just cut her skin off of her, and it probably just happens for literally ever.
Yes, because it's all of her skin, so that has to take quite a bit of time.
But dude, like they gotta do, like, wouldn't she just bleed out? Like, unless it's methodically done. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I do feel like once all your skin's off, you would bleed out and die. But not here. Because I guess the idea is she's entered a martyrdom.
She's ascending.
Yeah, she's ascended. She's past this. So yeah, they get the Mademoiselle, and now she goes to speak to Anna. The idea is she's supposed to be telling her what there is in the afterlife, right? What she sees. Mademoiselle gets the whole group together. All the people in black, all the old fogies, they come in there, their BMWs.
It's such a classic cult. All these these just fucking old cretins that come in from the fucking woodwork. The family's young, but these old cretins that have just been studying this for eons, and they want to find out what's on the other side because they have no idea.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's this is some the sect or
even society, all these builds up to the ending cult where you just get even Get Out, all those old people and Get Out. Ooh, hard eyes.
I no joke. Think we should do this movie.
Hard eyes,
and we will. This is a Mike G movie.
Yeah,
I have redefined teen horror as the Mike G.
That movie has an 8 or a 9 slapped all over it.
There's definitely gonna be a Mike G movie in the next set.
I was telling him, that's spoiler, but it's good. It's going to be a good one. So all the people are there. They're all gathered. They go to get Mademoiselle. They're like, it's time to speak. She takes a pistol out of her pocketbook, and she shoots herself in the mouth.
Yeah. The reason why she does so, did you mention what Anna said to her when she's on the table?
Well, you don't know what she said, right?
Well, you don't know what she said, but she whispers to her.
Oh, yeah, right. I mentioned that.
She whispers to her, and she just has a conversation with the guy, one of the old guys outside. In the room, and it's just the scene is kept and filmed very well in the fact that they leave it so up to interpretation that right before she's pulling that out, she mentions that she said something, and then she just says the words "keep doubting" and then shoots herself in the mouth. So those words "keep doubting" is the definition of what the fuck does that mean?
So that's why I interpreted it. It could go two ways. One,
I actually think it could go even more than two.
It could. I guess I had two prevailing theories.
Shoot, Shane. Shoot out of your asshole.
Well, no, I want to hear what everyone thought.
You go first, though. You go first.
Okay.
You've been teasing it the whole episode.
You are the king of the castle. You're the king of Norway.
Of course I'm the king of Norway. Norway needed a king, and I stepped up. Okay. One is that there's nothing.
And when she says there's nothing, so she's like, bitch, there's nothing out there. And then she kills herself. She says, keep doubting. So what does the keep doubting mean if there's nothing? And more or less keep doubting, find ways, but you're not going to find anything.
Or the other way is that whatever Anna told her was so great, she killed herself to go there.
And she says the words keep doubting is
almost like
sarcasm.
Yes.
You keep doubting, dude, because there is something out there.
Exactly.
Okay. Now what about option 3? Go.
I don't have any more. That's why I want to hear what you guys
think.
think.
Well, she just lied.
You think Anna lied?
What if she just lies to her? It's oh my God, you've tortured me forever. Of course it looks great. And she's looking at hell maybe.
Well, no, it's very possible.
I think there's a lot of gray. Yes. There's basically two different ways you're right, but I think there's a lot of other gray that's there too.
Of course, because if you break it down to Anna.
She could even lie about both ways.
100%.
I mean, are you just stuck between the two, or do you actually have a way that you lean?
I'm stuck between the two, but if I had to lean, I almost feel like the keep doubting is almost maybe none of what we have done was right. Almost and she killed herself because she realized there's nothing.
She just can't?
Yeah, and she can't go on knowing that all of her life's work was almost meaningless.
Yeah.
So that's my hope, is that she killed herself because, they've done all this for nothing.
Yeah.
I think, though, my lean is Honor tells her about, essentially heaven.
Yeah.
And then she pops herself to get there.
But I feel like she ain't going there.
Well, wait, how would she go there if it was a heaven, if she didn't go through the martyr process?
Right. Well, no, it's more so, I guess, good people go to heaven kind of thing, but she's not a good person, so she wouldn't be going there anyway.
I think you get it mixed up with dogs. Good dogs go to heaven.
Right. That is a movie.
Is it? The dogs go to heaven. That's
Dogs
what
Go to Heaven.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a movie.
Yeah, I mean, like you guys are. I mean,
Harley.
there's no answer, right? There's no answer.
There's no definitive, but I was curious. Like, did you have any other like theories you had, or
I read on a little bit. I mean, like that's pretty much what people think, and
Okay.
like people get it. I don't think she lied. I think she hit the state of nirvana where like there's no other purpose but to tell the truth. So I think like whatever she saw, she saw.
right?
If I had to lean, I kind of agree with Mike. I think that she might have saw something.
Okay.
Doesn't mean that when she kills herself, wherever she saw that lady's going there.
Because I don't think she is.
Maybe she's going there.
Yeah,
which is like
I think Anna's going there.
yeah,
but-
like being through this process and going through this torture. But like there's also the theory that like she's beaten so bad, like I said, you're fucking. How could you even process thought?
Yeah,
So
I
like,
know.
yeah, maybe you've hit the stage of nirvana, like they're saying, and you're able to see in the afterlife, or maybe you just think you are. Like, it's really tough to
Right, but don't
nail
you
down.
think, like the whole thing, like she truly let go, so she's like not even herself anymore.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, she's like a super being.
Yeah.
yeah.
She's like the super beast, the hype beast.
Hype beast.
It's crazy because that's what they used to call you, right?
That was the hype
Shane
beast.
is the hype beast. But yeah, I think that was a really good way to end this because
Agreed.
by her saying those words and shooting herself in such a quick manner really leaves us up to strong interpretation of what that could be.
So holy fuck, I didn't know that this was what this movie was gonna turn out to be. I thought it was a revenge film through and through. I thought eventually Anna was gonna escape and then get more revenge. No, not at all. She gets skinned and potentially sees the afterlife.
Yeah, it is an incredibly unique concept. Like, so unique. And if you have no idea going in on what you're going to see, it's going to definitely hit you in the nuts. It's a groin punch.
It's a nut shot of a movie. That's what Fucked Up February does, though. It holds you down and repeatedly punches you in the nuts.
Why, like, so, like, there's some shocking moments. I think for me, why this is just a really dark and disturbing, bleak fucking movie because you always think and feel sad because the long days of nothingness of sitting in a chair getting tortured nonstop. And I'm not like talking to her, like she's getting beat the fuck out of every single day, getting fed literal garbage, and she doesn't move. She just sits to think about the next time she's gonna get her ass kicked.
Again, we saw the bro shirtless here. The man is a fucking specimen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if he beat you like that one time, probably die.
Yeah, no, he's a tank. All right. So that's Martyrs.
Very thought provoking.
It is, and I love it. Obviously, this actually might be the highest rating I give a Fucked Up February movie
Of all time or just this go around?
of all time. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to think of our other movies.
Yeah. Potentially. I'm trying to think too.
I'll do a quick fact check once you give your.
Yeah.
The other highest review I think I might have given was I Spit on Your Grave or Cannibal Holocaust. I gave 6s. I think that was the highest I've ever went.
So yeah, I mean, if those were the highest you ever went, I can't see myself going past a 6 either. So I'm gonna actually, because I'm giving this an 8.
Yeah.
I really like this movie. I think this is what a fucked up movie done right really is. It's fucked up, but it's gripping. It's an interesting story. There's a continual plot, and there's acting, and there's dialogue with the fucked up imagery and the fucked up things happening. And it's like you're sick watching it, but at the same time, you want to know where it's going. And I think that's such a testament to how good this movie is. Like, I think Inside is another one that's like that. Inside is so fucked up, but the whole movie, you're like, why are they trying to cut this baby out?
That could have been a Fucked Up February movie. We didn't do it for Fucked Up February.
But it could have been.
It absolutely could have been, for sure.
And that's what I'm saying. I think there's something about the French when it comes to doing fucked up movies right. They nail it for the most part.
You know what movie this gave me a vibe of? Like another fucked up movie? You remember when we did Dead Girl where like that guy repeatedly rapes that girl alive?
Yes.
It's like kind of reminded me of this where like they repeatedly torture this girl in the worst way.
That girl was pretty good too.
I give that a 5, I think. But that was
Yeah.
still at 5 or 6. I think it was a 5. That was good.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm giving this movie a strong 8.
Strong 8. Okay. I'm in agreement with you, big boy.
Nice.
I'm going 8. Maybe it's just because we watched Slaughter Vomit Dolls. But no. This movie is legitimately really good. Yeah, it takes like, so you got revenge, and then there's like a demon plot.
Yeah.
And then there's the back 30 minutes torture. And you said people criticize the end of this movie?
Some people, yeah, some people.
I love
I
it.
like it a lot.
Some people just wanted an answer.
But yeah, so this movie is definitely fucked up, for sure. Especially like her torture scenes. But it's fucked up. See, movies like, Pink Flamingos, they're just like,
Shock.
yeah, they're like, oh, we'll just throw anything there. People like eating shit or whatever. But this movie has a point.
Mm-hmm.
There's a story. There's meaning. There's purpose.
There's mallets.
This movie actually has good acting.
Yeah.
Which is something for fucked up February.
It's definitely saying something.
The cast in this movie could actually act. You could actually like hear the movie correctly.
Yeah.
I actually give a lot of credit to this lady. She does, like, in the limited screen time she has, what a presence, I feel.
Oh,
like,
Mademoiselle is such a good villain.
Like, what a presence.
Yeah, she's impactful. This movie's impactful.
You've been impacted.
I almost kind of want to be martyred.
My gosh. I just think the movie was really just super original. Like, that's like the biggest thing I could say about it. It is a very original movie, and I really haven't seen anything like it. Strong 7 for me.
Okay.
But I could, like, it's on the cusp there. Like, it's just a super original story. Like you said, the acting is solid. There's some things that like I am a little unclear of, but I think that they do that intentionally. Like with the family and with the people that kind of take over and what their purpose is with the ending. But like I said, I think the interpretation in the gray is like really due to ponder, like and draw your own conclusions essentially. So I do like that about this movie, and I do think the ending is really strong. So I give it a really strong 7, and I don't know, it's just like it's really good. It's just bleak as fuck.
Yeah. It's definitely a bleak movie.
Matt, did you enjoy this?
I actually did, yes.
Okay.
You don't have to give a review or whatever.
Just
slap a number on it for me though.
I would probably say 8.
8?
Did you have a boner during it?
I did not have a
You
boner,
didn't
but
pop at any point.
I enjoyed the general concept, and I actually do think that the ending was good as well. I think some movies are, when they're left up for interpretation, it's a good thing. In some movies, it's not.
That's fair.
And I just think that this one, the way that it was going throughout the whole movie, the different, I just think that it was overall done well. And I think making us draw the conclusions, that's a good thing. And I would hope that they don't make a second one. And
I think we're past that.
good. And that's how it should be left.
I would honestly argue though, like definitely don't make a second one, but like movies just make sequels off of concepts that really just don't need it. So like, I don't doubt it, right? Like you could easily see someone being like, all right, I think it's a great idea to like pick up the cult and there's another family and let's do the same thing. But like, it's just like such a like detailed process that they do to these people that like, we don't need to see it duplicated again.
And
like,
the thing is, a lot of times when it's left up for interpretation, they always end up just going for the money grab.
Yeah.
I think a perfect
And that's-
example is Human Centipede.
Yeah, Human Centipede should have been left at 1.
Like they tried to get like creative and make a second one, and it was really stupid. And then if you could even believe a third one would be worse, it just happens to be
I
that.
saw the trailer.
Shortest.
of the third
That's
one.
still our shortest episode ever.
We filmed the episode was 29 minutes long.
Yeah.
Like there's literally nothing to talk about because the one character is just an entire goofball and is off as the entire film.
Yeah. It was brutal.
I saw the trailer of it going around the yard. I'm like, I'm out.
That's like at the very end. It's like so dumb. Like you barely even see that shit. It barely even happens.
Yeah.
Like it's like a whole movie that goes through this nonsense until like the very end.
The second one, which now I've seen Slaughter of Amidala, so I guess I've improved on myself. But what's it called? The second one I saw 10 minutes of it, wanted to throw up, and then I left.
Yeah, they're
watching
so
it.
stupid. Both
But now I've
those
seen
movies.
Slaughter of Amidala, so I guess I've
You can watch anything now.
yeah.
True. You have a hardened stomach for it,
Yeah.
Matt.
You've been martyred.
Yeah.
Martyred. All right, so let's go off of favorite kill, little necro talk. I'm going mallet. Mallet to the back of the head.
Okay, so Mom Mallet is what you went with.
There really isn't that many.
No.
I'm gonna go.
I have
with,
my list here. There's really not many. You have the father that gets blown away, the son that gets blown away, the daughter that gets blown away, the mother that gets shot and then beaten to death with a mallet, not a hammer, and then Lucie slits her own throat with a razor. And then, honestly,
I'm going with her.
oh yeah, that's a good one. I have to go with her as well. Like I that is like the quintessential ending.
Okay.
Because think about, there's been buildup with this woman for.
Yeah.
Which person?
Madam.
For the
Yeah.
audience.
And I think it's great because like not only is it suspenseful for us, but in the moment, she like leaves this guy thinking like, what does she know?
Yeah.
That she just blew herself away with, and now we're pecked up to live with these pieces because she, obviously told her everything, the martyred girl, but not him. He doesn't know. She died with that message, and they don't have it.
Yeah, and like the phrase "keep doubting." It's so vague,
So vague.
It's
vague.
It's very well done. The ending is very well done.
Like I actually had to pull up like my own personal checklist and think of like what the possibilities could be. And like I kind of hit everything you did, Shane. I'm like, and there's also like you can go off like 1A, she's lying. Like, like
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
you can go on little tangents, but yeah. Good stuff. We definitely have hit the best fucked up February movie to date for sure.
Yes, for sure. All right, so Mademoiselle, I have to give you a eulogy. You were a horrible person. You thought you had the right intention, good intentions, some would even say. You thought you were doing this for the greater good, a greater understanding of the world around you. What is there after death? What can we learn? But you didn't put ethics in there. Maybe you shouldn't torture a person. Maybe you shouldn't punch them as they're falling down a wall. Maybe you shouldn't feed them paste. It's not good. Because that's a one-way ticket not to heaven, right? I mean, she's probably going to the big HE double hockey sticks.
Well, feeding people paste.
So, you think Fucked Up February's over? Nah, we got one more. And it's a screamer.
Oh
my God.
Oh
What
my
the fuck
God.
was that,
Oh my
Shane?
God.
I was
I mean, I
channeling-
know what it was.
I was channeling my inner Stu.
Before you prop up
Right.
the next episode, can I ask a general question as well?
Of course.
The only thing like I really struggled with is like, and I guess you clarified it as someone that could be killed for, because I always thought it was a self-imposed
Yeah.
thing, but maybe that is the actual definition of a martyr that I just like misconstrued. So maybe the title is really good for this film. Because I was thinking also, I'm like, if the case is like the person and they're not choosing to be there, then maybe the martyr is actually Mademoiselle.
Interesting.
In her own way, because she was the one that was trying to seek nirvana so bad. Like maybe they were the martyrs. They were trying to like kill, although they weren't killing themselves, but well, she did.
She did.
But
She martyred herself for what she learned.
Killing others though to get to that point. So I wonder if this had like a double entendre. Just a thought.
Mike loves double entendres.
Yeah. Well, essentially, Anna was like a puppet. She was.
Yeah, it's an interesting way of looking at it. I never even thought of that. That's why I like this. It's thought-provoking. You think of things you never even thought of before.
A thought-provoking movie in this god-awful month. Who knew?
Well, we're going to have a lot of thoughts next week.
Yeah, sure.
Because next week, we are going down the John Waters rabbit hole.
We've been talking about it all month.
We are doing Pink Flamingos, the main event of Fucked Up February. Because do you like asshole flexing? Do you like absolute filth? Do you want to see me, Mike, Brian, and Matt to compete next week to see who could be the dirtiest person on the podcast?
The filthiest person on
I'm
the
going to tell you right
pod.
now, Mike and Brian are going to 69 feet next week. It's going to happen. They're going to 69 feet.
We are entering the finale of Fucked Up February 2025, and boy, has it been a fucking journey. Yeah. Starting off with Men Behind the Sun, then the 250 Slaughtered Vomit Dolls, then we just did Martyrs, and now we're capping it all off with Pink Flamingos. And just think, some of the great finales we've done in recent memory of this month We've done Sallow, 120
Yep.
Days of Sodom. We've done Cannibal Holocaust. We've done, I guess last year was what? Human Centipede 3?
Sad.
That terrible fucking shit.
Sad way to go out.
Because then we did the 200th. But then in this month, we're going to do Pink Flamingos. So I am ecstatic.
So, with that said, we are the final podcast signing off, and we will see you next week where we see whose asshole is the most flexible.
That's fair. Yep, you know where to find us every Monday for horror movie reviews, and we got one more left in Fucked Up February. Please ensure to subscribe on the YouTube channel. Also, give us a 5-star on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iTunes. We're looking forward to fucking reviewing this piece of shit next week, just to get this month over with, and then we have a ton of cool stuff coming up in March, so stay tuned, and we'll see you next week. Yeah, March is gonna be fucking dope.
Lit.
I think we have like 4 fucking bangers in March. We do. Maybe one not so much, but.